Welcome back, Belito. Always excited to introduce our next guest, our daily dose of inspiration, the big doggy dog, Mr. Tony Subramony. How are you?
I'm good, Diego. How are you doing?
Yeah, fantastic, thanks.
Yeah, we've all been out there yesterday, standing in the queues, doing the right thing for the country, municipal elections. And, prior to the elections, everyone who stood for election was talking about what they're going to do for the country and the different political party manifestos and stuff. So this morning, I want to talk about not the to-do list, but not to-do list.
So let me get that right, the not to-do list.
Yeah.
All right, well, talk to us about that.
So we're so used to doing a to-do list every day. And research has found that 41% of the to-do list is not done on a daily basis.
Jeez.
We just put it out there because it kind of gives us motivation to do something, but when it comes to actually doing it, we're not really ready to do it, and we just procrastinate. And one of the suggestions I have in order to achieve much more on your to-do list is to also, alongside it, have a not-to-do list. And when you got that, you know what you're not going to do in order to ensure that you're going to get on that list to do all that's going to be done.
Okay.
So basically, it's like this here. Say, for example, you've got to study for an exam, Diego, and you know that this is a crucial exam coming up. But you also like your TV games, So you've got to put down on your to-do list, I'm going to study for an hour, right? And I'm going to actually study for 3 hours, but every hour I'm going to have a break. So you study for an hour, and then you go and get onto your computers, and you're playing your game, and 3 hours go by, you forget that you're actually gone so long. So that's going to be really a crappy situation because you haven't done enough to pass the exams. So it's crucial to have a not-to-do list alongside that.
So your not-to-do list helps you keep
Yes.
on track and in line
Absolutely.
with your to-do
That's
list.
one of the biggest benefits of it, is to keep you focused and on track. The other thing that it also serves is that it's not like you're going to be rewarded for doing the 1 hour work. The 1 hour work is crucial for you to achieve results in your life. It's not about being rewarded like a child. You get a star for speaking well or not swearing in class. This is something that you're going to focus on. So you give your full commitment to the time that you're supposed to do what you have on your to-do list. So it's actually more important to have a not-to-do list than to have a to-do list. When you give in carte blanche the opportunity to do anything, you end up doing nothing. And that's very, very important to understand. So it leads on to you overthinking, and you're getting involved in all kinds of stuff that's actually not productive and not serving a purpose. The other thing you can have on your not-to-do list is not to go through your emails, all the time. You've got to give set time on it. Not to be on Facebook and social media for all day long. It's got to be limited time. You've got to limit all of that there in order to ensure that you're giving 100% focus on your to-do list. The other thing that it also helps is your productivity, because you tend to produce so much more results out of the involvement because you have your not-to-do list next to you, and it constantly reminds you what you should be doing.
So in essence, it filters out the noise, and it allows you to focus on exactly what it is your to-do list has set out.
Yes.
And often in a to-do list, you might get paralyzed by having too much to do on
Exactly.
that list, and the not-to-do list can maybe kind of shorten your scope and vision. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. Absolutely correct. So when you got a to-do list, you actually convince yourself that I'm doing something off the list, but you're actually not doing justice, and you're not fulfilling every item on that list that should be done. But a not-to-do list does not give you that freedom to pick and choose. I've got to get that done. I'm going to get it done today, and that's what it is.
Your parameters are set.
Yes. So you've got the boundaries in place, and your not-to-do list helps you to actually put those boundaries in place and follow it. It requires action, because if you've got it there, you've got to follow it and say, this is what I need to focus on so I can get done with what I'm supposed to do for the day as well. So we cut down on the 41% that's not being achieved on a regular basis.
And 41% is quite a large number, and I myself can relate to it. Sometimes we have a to-do list that is, instead of 5 key points to get done today, you put down 20 things on that list, and then it never gets done.
Yeah.
So maybe a not-to-do list could actually be essential in helping you focus on a smaller amount of tasks.
And that's the point. You put down 5 items every day, and you do justice to those 5, and you've done your best to achieve the results on all 5 of that day. Then you get to do more the next day, because you're not cutting and changing and chopping, and you're not carrying over from the day before. And that's what we tend to do. We bring in to-do lists from next day and the day before and the day before, and we kind of accumulating 20, 30 items. Now that's absolutely crazy stuff.
That is crazy. And that does tend to happen, I think,
Yes.
in everyone's day-to-day lives. We end up ticking off the easy items to do, the quick ones,
Yeah.
and then the real challenges, the real to-dos
Yes.
end up getting carried over.
So the not to do list will ensure that you're going to get that done, come what may. So that's a message for this morning.
All right, great. Well, Tony, thank you so much. The ever inspirational. How do we find you, Tony?
Okay, you get me on the phone number 081 533 6565, and you can also contact any member of the studio here, and they have my contact details. So anyone's free to
Fantastic.
contact
And
me.
any social media platforms that you engage
Yeah,
with,
I'm
Tony?
on Facebook, Tony Subramony, and I'm on the Instagram and LinkedIn as well too, Tony Subramony.
All right. And do you consult with people ever? Do you have a practice that people
Yeah,
come to?
I'm actually based in Belito. I have my
Okay.
private practice in Belito. My main focus is always recovery from addiction, but I also am a life coach, so I'm able to actually look at other aspects on helping people to become the best version of themselves.
Beautiful. Tony, thank you so much.
Sure.
Belito, thank you for staying tuned. We look forward to inviting our next guest after the break.